Expected to be big powerhouses here, and they still can. Sitting at 1-1, Team Falcons and Gen.G kicking off.
Chronic, he's that player to watch in this matchup, and gets demoed immediately by Ahmad. TRK looking for Khaled, second touch. And you know, the one criticism that I had from the Falcons when we saw them play against Space Station was that TRK had a few errant touches defensively and also offensively wasn't able to produce as much as you'd expect from them.
Yeah, a lot of balls given away by Team Falcons in their previous series. That was the one thing I think they did poorly, if I have to give my criticisms. I do think that this is a team, though, that is very good at adapting. We've seen this before in many of the tournaments that Falcons have played in, where they've been able to change themselves, pick up the pace, slow the pace down, and just adapt to their opponents midway through a series. And I think we say that a lot about teams, but Falcons certainly earn that credit in all the series and all the tournaments that we've seen, because a lot of times they're going into things blind. They haven't seen teams before, and now that they've gotten a little bit more experience, we don't say that as much, but Team Falcons, they're a team to look out for. When you bring a new game plan to the table, they can switch it up on you.
We'll see if they do. TRK gets the ball over to Ahmad. Khaled, flip reset back down to the ground, wave dash, hit over to the sidewall. Ahmad will turn on it, but he had no boost to make the play, stayed downfield to get the corner. And you can see how happy Ahmad is to stay upfield while Khaled sits back, and you got TRK in the middle, almost comes back to bite him. Still might, Nolly. Trying to drop the pass down, bounces it high, but nobody from Gen.G wanted to go for that.
A lot of trust in Khaled to get the defensive work done. Over 2 saves per game. That's the only player over 2 per game in MENA. He has been a rock for Team Falcons. And Ahmad and TRK have been able to work upfield throughout their season so far. And we're looking for that here, James. We mentioned that earlier in their previous series. Didn't get to see a lot of TRK, didn't get to see a lot of Ahmad offensively. See if they can get it going here halfway through game 1.
Bit of a quiet start. Silently, the first half of this game has come and gone. Apparently, Jack put that off to the side, credited with a save. Khaled up in the air, takes a second touch, a third touch. Didn't want to go for the flip reset.
Whoa!
Immediate shot from TRK, slotted upper 90.
That one came out of nowhere, and you could see how long Khaled had on the ball here to do what he want with it, and he took the challenge, came out to TRK. Look at the angle to put that one away. Gen.G didn't know what hit him.
And that, I mean, I was a little bit skeptical immediately when I saw that Khaled wasn't going for a flip reset. I was expecting the flip reset, but that 50 was the perfect play. The pinch sent it way off the side, and TRK was positioned for it. He was ready and waiting for it.
I think if I'm looking at players who I want to be behind the ball to take a challenge, Khaled's at the top of my list, and that's exactly what he was going for there. His teammates were there to support, and that's exactly how this team works. TRK and Ahmad so strong in that position. Here's TRK again, looking for the back wall, double tap, gets it down, but apparently Jack, what a great read defensively to get this one out for Gen.G.
Gen.G now threatening. Chronic deep. Khaled only 12 boost, but gets the mid spawn, and the pre-jump from TRK going for an air dribble backboard pass, but it's cleared out by Nolly.
And Khaled is just feeding his teammates, setting them up, making them look good, and that was brilliant from TRK. The communication on point there for Team Falcons. Finding each other in the midfield, and Gen.G's giving it to him right now. Space for Khaled to work, and he's serving it up.
Apparently Jack, the shot is gonna be wide, and apparently Jack, the top scorer in North America, his shooting percentage also up there near the top, wasn't able to find that one, and that seemed to be a must-score goal. We'll see if Gen.G gets another chance like that, but we only have a minute left to play.
Third demo in game 1 for Gen.G there. Apparently Jack.
Chronic demoed again from behind. And you see Khaled actually calling TRK off the ball.
Team Falcons controlling this game. And Ahmad, look at the space with that demo. Opening up the field. And Team Falcons, they're not a big demo squad. They're one of the worst teams in MENA as far as the number of demos
they don't really
get.
go for it.
They don't do demos. I was just mentioning, apparently, Jack, he's got 3.
You were also talking about the adaptability that Team Falcons has shown they have. And I think that is a key indicator, is if you're not a big demo-heavy team, but you realize that at this international event, that's what it's going to take to put you over the top, you do them. And so that was a perfect demo from Ahmad, and that turned out to be an immediate goal for the Falcons. They might not even need it. They're still shutting Gen.G Mobile 1 down.
You got to hand it to Falcons. They have looked really good here against Gen.G in Game 1. They've changed their gameplay up. The pace has been so much faster, but I think the accuracy in the passing, holding onto the ball, the possession for Team Falcons is exactly what was missing in their series yesterday against Space Station. They have turned it up a notch here, and I think now you look towards Gen.G. What can they bring to the table after dropping this first game?
And I think this Game 1, Corelli, a bit worrying if you're Gen.G Mobile 1. Offensively, you had one opportunity. You had the shot from Jack that was the most apparent in my mind, and you put the shot wide. And so that is not something that Jack has struggled with, especially this past split in North America. He's been hitting shot after shot after shot, and he's also just such a clutch shooter. I believe he leads overtime goals. He had like 10 overtime goals, which was #1 in North America, showing that Jack is a clutch shooter. But in this game, didn't make the most of that opportunity.
And one of the criticisms of Jack has been how good he's played, the contrast between how good he's played online and then when he comes to LAN.
Yes.
That's been the big criticism from him, because no doubt everyone rates apparently Jack really well and really high online. But when it's come to LAN in the previous teams, he just has not performed. And right now, I'm not saying that they lost because apparently Jack didn't play well, but I'm just saying Gen.G do not look good here in this first game. They have to make some changes, and you look towards their star player and apparently Jack to kind of lead that stride through Game 1 here.
And also for Nolly, just talking about Gen.G a little bit more, he's usually the catalyst offensively for Gen.G. He's out there getting bumps, making the passing plays. We saw him go for a couple. There was one where he bounced the pass down. There was no one there. And Chronic, if you saw last game, only, what, 118 points? Yeah. Didn't get his car on the ball that many times.
I don't really think anyone on Gen.G got going there.
Yeah, and it was all Team Falcons. Khaled locking down the back line. We saw a pair of demos from Ahmad. And then TRK getting involved offensively. I think that is a frightening sight for anyone who's cheering for Gen.G Mobile 1. But if you're a Falcons fan, you're starting to see that recipes for success come together.
I really like drawing parallels when teams stay together for so long. You go back to the last Fall Major and what happened to G2 when Falcons, who had Senzo, were crushed by this team. And now that one placed to the far right side, and it's still saved by Khaled.
That's what Khaled does.
TRK now trying to threaten. But this team is so familiar with themselves and Team Falcons. And they have evolved over time. Now they got to play defense here against apparently Jack. Another great touch there from Khaled. 2 saves now already here in the first minute.
TRK hovering by that ball. Chronic. Will Chronic be able to do a nice challenge, but you see how quickly Ahmad was able to get back in. Apparently Jack trying to redirect, but
Khaled again. He's got 4. He's got 4 saves already.
We're not even a minute and a half in.
Just making them back to back to back. They can't get through him.
The save farmer.
Not even letting his teammates get involved defensively. It's just him. And now TRK looking to do his job downfield. Get the offense going, but Chronic is able to poke it free. Ahmad also back as well, and Falcons win the possession here. Trying to hold on to it, break through in the first 2 minutes.
Looked like a favorable respawn there. I don't know if the ball actually hit off the player on respawn. The Falcons now double commit. Oh, this could be a chance, but you see Jack hitting it to Khaled, who's the only player back for the Falcons. And Khaled able to keep the attack going, and now a shot opportunity saved wide. TRK misses. That opens up the field, but Jack was low on boost, couldn't go for the ball.
And you can see how awkward Team Falcons keeps this ball on the Gen.G side. And even when they double committed there, James, you were pointing out, Khaled so calmly takes that one from the corner, or from the sidewall, excuse me, plays it away from Gen.G players, allows Ahmad to come back in and actually get a shot on target.
And got the boost. He did it all.
What can he do?
We will find out, I'm sure, this series. There's a shot.
Oh,
TRK playing the wraparound, but apparently Jack saw it, read it, and scored it.
And that's great from Gen.G, but you got to give credit over here to TRK. Knew he was beat here, went to the inside of the net, came out, and almost got back there. It was a great read from him, but Gen.G able to break through here, put away their first, and they're in the lead in game 2.
And we'll see if that injects some life into this Gen.G Mobile 1 team. Ollie getting a demo. Chronic racing back. Ball back to the middle. Nolly with the 50. TRK, light touch to a flip reset. Couldn't get the pinch pass. And now Chronic with an air dribble going low, but Ahmad gets back-to-back touches. However, it leaks out to Nolly. Double tap doesn't connect. And now cleared downfield. This is a 2v1 situation. There's a bump, but the heavy first touch is gonna fizzle that opportunity out. If TRK can get a hold of that ball, I think it's a goal.
And Khaled there was just trying to prevent the counter there from Gen.G, but you're right, too heavy. Coming out for Falcons, now TRK. His own back line, gets through one, Ahmad's there, shot. It's immediately denied. Khaled trying to keep this one back, and again, buying time for his team to get back in rotation. You can see TRK cut back across. Gen.G doing well to turn away Team Falcons for now.
Nolly pops it up for Jack. Jack trying to get the corner boost, but you saw it snagged right in front of his face. And now Ahmad trying to harass Chronic. Apparently Jack had to intercede.
Ahmad T-boned himself in front of the last man and locked on. Now Nolly denied. Khaled can't get the touch. TRK off his back wall. Less than a minute to go. And Gen.G trying to hold on to this 1-goal lead. Chronic by himself, denied by Khaled again. He's still holding on to those 4 saves. TRK takes the challenge. Here's Ahmad, he's not gonna go in. Jack doesn't get the touch. Khaled's got an opportunity to the back wall. Needs follow up. Ahmad's there, puts it down, and 2 go. And they make the save there. Credit to Chronic. 30 seconds left now.
And the Falcons tie this one up. Or will Gen.G claim their first victory in game 2? Ahmad off his own wall with lots of boost, and it gets away from him. Does get the demo, but TRK doesn't connect, and Khaled gets beat to the ball. Still a pass across the field, but the attack will fizzle out. TRK will lob in just one more. Khaled has Ahmad in support. Ahmad's up, off the ceiling, off the backboard. He's there. Khaled blocked. Nolly got in the way. Still not over yet. TRK over to Ahmad. Ahmad to the backboard, and apparently Jack will clear it all the way downfield.
They got boost too. Someone's got to get to this. Nolly's going to knock it down, and he'll kill it. Gen.G tie up the series. A scare at the end of game 2. Team Falcons, they play until the end of time. And Gen.G able to come out on top. And I think this was a good example here of Gen.G adapting. I think Falcons came out with the same game plan, and credit, I think it was working here. They just couldn't break through. You saw a lot of good work there from TRK and Ahmad putting on the pressure.
And only, I mean, it was a bit of a struggle from the Falcons. You see only, what, 96 points or 92 points there for Ahmad. And Ahmad is the lead scorer. He's one of the top scorers in the tournament. He averages over a goal a game, and his region was averaging a goal a game so far up to this point in the tournament. So you expect him to maybe do a little bit more, but really the one play for the Falcons where I think if they made it, it would have been a different game. It was the 2v1 break. Apparently Jack was the last one back. The ball was coming down to TRK, and TRK just needed to possess it, control it, get it on his hood, and it ended up bouncing so high. And it was a backward pass, but if he controls that, I think apparently Jack was bumped and would not have been able to make the save.
To be fair, there were a lot of opportunities here for Team Falcons. That was definitely one that they probably could have put away. I think for Falcons, they just didn't break through here, and that's credit to Gen.G. They did a good job defensively. But there was still a lot of opportunity here for Falcons through the midfield. I think Gen.G are still a little bit slow there. They got that 1-goal lead and then definitely held on to it. Now apparently Jack, right off the rip, is trying to slice and dice.
And this is what apparently Jack did all split in North America. He would make goals happen, makes a player miss, goes for the 50. That is a beautiful 50. That is a 50 from a ones player right now.
Oh, absolutely. And with you know, how many YouTube videos we've seen with apparently Jack playing against Khaled and all the 1v1s we've seen from him. He knows what he's doing here against these players. And Nolly gonna get a second touch off the back wall and double up their score.
He has entered the stage. And what a performance that was on that play. Double tap far post from Nolly, who's been quiet, but now starting to make himself heard.
Good looks here from Gen.G. First 10 seconds, they strike a sucker punch to Team Falcons right off the rip. We talked about the adaptability from Team Falcons. Boy, are we going to need to see that here in Game 3. Playing from behind. 2 fantastic goals from Gen.G. One from apparently Jack, and then, of course, Nolly there getting the double tap. And a crucial start in a tie series.
Yeah, especially in a series where goals have been coming at a premium. Chronic now will get one as well. A team hat trick in the first 40 seconds from Gen.G Mobile 1.
And I think Khaled was kind of coming out thinking his teammates stuck him, but that one just kind of washed across the goal line. And Gen.G there to crash the net. It's only been 36 seconds, and it's 3-0 Gen.G.
And I was going to say, you know, the first 2 games, Torelli, it's just kickoff goal simulator at this point.
Oh, what's going on here? Ahmad, that's a great first touch to set himself up. And you can see Nolly was kind of stuck in no man's land. Had to go, tried to force the play out of Ahmad.
The perfect challenge.
But then took a beautiful challenge there against apparently Jack. And that's one way to get one back here off the kickoff.
I mean, Jack was bullied off that ball. Jack was in the right position.
Yeah.
He was waiting on the wall. Nolly was just trying to force Ahmad into the air so that the 50 could come out. Well, I guess what? Guess what, Troy? That plan didn't work out too well.
I mean, it was the right play, though, from Nolly. You have to dive in there.
Make him jump. Make him jump. Get him airborne, because generally you can get a 50 out, but it was so one-sided on that challenge. Ahmad showing you how it's done. Some demos again on the back line. Falcons. I was going to say that this game might be out of reach early, but that goal really stabilizes things. They have a lot of time left to get the next 2.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see what Khaled can do here. A little setup for him to pick it up. Now TRK looking for options. He's faking out Chronic here. Chronic eventually just boots him out of the way. Ahmad pass to the top of the box. It's read by Nolly. Gen.G, can they counter? Nolly 1v1 against TRK. Tried to flick it by. TRK, not the best save. Follow-up's there. Apparently Jack dunks it through, and it's 4-1 Gen.G.
And that's the same spot that apparently Jack's 50 goal came in earlier. I believe it was the first goal of the game. You saw TRK struggling a little bit to handle that ball.
That's what really doomed him, is the first touch, keeping his momentum going backwards. He kind of floated with the ball towards his net, allowed apparently Jack to catch up to the play. See if Falcons can get one back here early off the kickoff. Chronic denies. Still plenty of time, though. 3 minutes for Falcons. Gen.G are getting annihilated in the demo game there for just a moment. 2 from Falcons, taking away Gen.G's attack.
Khaled.
Oh my gosh, another one.
And that's Ahmad again. Ahmad happy to demo. Even in the Space Station series, when Space Station started demoing and Falcons responded with some demos of their own, it was Ahmad who was leading the charge in that. Oh, a bad miss. The corner from Khaled, who's also low on boost. This could be a counterattack opportunity, but Ahmad gets a nice clear downfield, slowing down Gen.G. TRK, light first touch, wanted to pick up the wall and does so. Off the ceiling into a 50. Khaled to the corner, up in the air, Ahmad. Get his flip back as well. Well, it doesn't matter. Leaves it now. Rebounded TRK. Ahmad off the post.
Whoa, Khaled?
And Khaled gets blocked out by apparently Jack, who was running on fumes, but managed to make back-to-back saves.
How on earth did apparently Jack make that save? How did he even keep up with the play? It was coming off the post. It was coming off the crossbar. He had 2 shots he had to save. He was the only man back.
After that first save off the post, you know, I think... do you even look, or do you just expect help? But no, he stayed in the play, took matters into his own hands, and blocked the follow-up Khaled shot, which I thought surely was going to be a goal.
And that's just instinct from apparently Jack there. Those reactions are insane.
Also he had like 5 boosts.
Yeah, he had nothing. Now look at him go again, taking a couple challenges. Khaled wins out here. And now time not on your side here for Team Falcons. We talked about how much, okay, there's time left, there's time left. There's not a lot of time left now. Just over a minute for Team Falcons, and they still are no closer to chipping away this lead. Apparently, Jack putting on a show on his goal line off a high-quality attack from Team Falcons.
Falcons, they have been threatening, but they just let too many goals in early. There were 3 goals in the first 36 seconds, and we might see another one. No, Chronic missed that shot high and wide, and that looked like it should have been a goal. But at this point, I'm sure Gen.G's happy with letting the clock keep rolling, especially with the hot hand they have right now.
There's still a lot of demos coming out. That's a big whiff there from TRK. Khaled having to weave on his own side to get this ball. It's very clear.
Oh, that was a nice shot.
It's a great pass. It's clear that those Falcons have picked up the demo game. There's 5 demos here in this game so far. It's time ticking away here, and 10 seconds left. TRK might get one for the road, but Team Falcons came up almost empty here in game 3. Gen.G's defense, apparently Jack's defense, unstoppable. And Gen.G now up 2-1 here in the series.
See if one more comes at the end. TRK padding the stats a little bit. That goal not going to do much to help this game, but maybe will help with the mental going into the next one.
7 saves coming out from Gen.G. Only 2 of them were on Jack. Chronic was getting
the 2, and I don't even know if the one where he pinched it off the post counted.
Yeah.
And sometimes when the shot comes so immediately, you don't get credited for this save. The Rocket League system can be a little bit funny at times, but regardless, even though apparently Jack only had 2 saves credited him, we saw 2 unbelievable saves to keep that ball out of the net. And I mean, Gen.G, they had a very slow start in game 1, but this game we saw every member get involved. Apparently Jack was kind of carrying things offensively, but this game, it was really a team effort.
I still think Falcons have looked good offensively. They've carried a lot of the possession on the final third, or at least in the attacking half, and I feel like Gen.G have just relied on counterattacks or great solo plays, a couple of kickoff plays as well, which is no crime. But I think that for Falcons, when you look at really all the games that we've seen so far, in all of them, Falcons have been pressed up for most of the game, in my opinion, and I feel like they need to convert more. They need to have a higher efficiency rate right now because they're spending that much time. And granted, we've seen them really get Gen.G on the ropes here, but they cannot push through to convert. And I think that's what's really hurt them here. When you see Gen.G put up 4 when they're not really attacking that much, that's a red flag for Team Falcons.
And they're going to have to figure it out right now. They are on match point. If they lose, Team Falcons lose the series and move down to that 1 and 2 series win. I don't know what to call it. The Swiss round, the lower round.
Yeah, the lower rounds here. You definitely don't want to go down there.
It's not a fun place to be.
For Gen.G, trying to do NA proud here in a very rough start to the day and a rough tournament for the North American seed. Apparently Jack looking for a double tap, and it goes wide. TRK not the best clear, but Chronic not able to follow up with power. And Ahmad here to get out for Falcons.
Khaled
bump.
Went for it, but Nolly was able to dodge the bump, but landed behind the ball, pushing it back out into the middle.
Well, you got to give credit to Gen.G. They did a good job of recognizing what Cal was going for here early, but no one was able to get connection on the ball. And it's happened in the end for TRK.
And Nolly was trying to get back to it. You saw him boosting back in that last touch. Pushed it back into a scoreable position. The Team Falcons, strong start so far in game 4. Ball up high, Chronic, great speed. Chronic! Chronic off the ceiling, raining goals from the sky.
How is he gonna play on land? Like that. The double tap for Chronic. A response to the goal earlier. Boy, oh boy, he's coming alive.
That was the prettiest goal that we've seen in this series. And I think that might be the prettiest goal I've seen Chronic score on land.
It's a great look for him. You want to get the confidence going, and he's been really all smiles here throughout this series. The vibes are good for him, and I'm sure he's feeling great after that goal. Still work to do here for Gen.G if they want to close out this series. A tie ball game here. TRK, he gets booted out of the way. Apparently, Jack, oh my goodness, TRK comes back down and clears that one out.
But that's Nolly doing what he does best. He's an annoyance to play against. Always going for those bumps at inopportune times for the defense. Looks for passes as well. Nolly, that catalyst, that facilitator. Ahmad to the middle. Nolly back to the corner. Khaled is waiting. First touch will control it. Second touch goes right towards net. You saw Ahmad jump for it, but apparently Jack was there first by a decent margin. Now 50 from Nolly. Jack back down to Nolly, but Nolly will let the defense take it and regroup with boost.
A little reset there from Ahmad. But Gen.G not phased by it. Nolly getting a good bump on Khaled, but no one wants to commit too hard there for Gen.G. Ahmad chasing, apparently Jack doesn't get a piece of him. Khaled to take that one down. The Falcons trying to push up their line, and for all the credit I gave to them just a moment ago of how offensive they've been this game, they have not shown it. Gen.G on the transition have held the ball a lot more, and a few more shots coming out from him now. Nolly's shot goes high. Now Team Falcons trying to set something up.
Still waiting for that Ahmad highlight clip and that TRK Ahmad dynamic to really show itself. It's not too late, still time. They're tied with less than 2 minutes left to go in Game 4. Team Falcons need a win to go to Champions Field. Chronic towards net. That one,
whoa,
upper 90. Chronic, he hit the shot off the ceiling, but he can shoot it from the ground as well.
In the player cams, apparently Jack is hyped about that one. Look at the placement there. And that type of shot is the only one that's going to be Khaled, because he can get to the corners. We've seen that before. And it still gets by Khaled there. So perfectly placed from Chronic, and he's having himself a game here in Game 4.
Huge game, and that save from Chronic as well. A nice save as he boots it downfield. Chronic showing the clutch factor here in Rotterdam against the Falcons. Unbelievable stuff so far.
It's important to have players like Chronic step up. It can't just be, apparently, Jack, it can't just be Nolly. We've seen both of them have wonderful series throughout this fall split. Chronic as well. When it comes to the land, you need all three playing at the level they're playing right now. That one just high from Chronic. Everyone committed here from Gen.G. And Ahmad trying to go the counter. It's going to come out to the midfield. Ahmad still on the ball. Picks it through one. Tried to follow up on the second touch. They can't get the shot off.
Ceiling pass down, a double commit as well. Chronic, though, will buy even more time. Gen.G regrouping to get boost. Team Falcons gearing up for an attack. A pass from Ahmad over to TRK. Khaled tip it off to the side. TRK in possession. Out of boost now. Khaled trying to come up, but Chronic got a piece of that. Went off to the side. Ahmad, good speed. And now another challenge. Can he get the double?
Oh.
No, he can't, and no one's there for the rebound.
And just a moment ago, you could see Falcons definitely getting desperate to move the ball down the field. This one comes out to Chronic, denied by TRK, but Nolly sitting so deep. Able to turn away the free goal. Team Falcons now, 15 seconds left. They've got to get down the field in a game where they haven't had that same pressure, the same offense. 7 shots coming out from Falcons. They need their 8th to go through. 1 more second, now 0-second time. Still an opportunity for Falcons if they can keep it up. Khaled first to the ball, but he's alone. Apparently Jack, he's gonna fake it, he'll drop down, and Gen.G in 4 will move to 2-1.
Gen.G getting the dub over Team Falcons. Game 1, it looked like Falcons might have it figured out. They shut Gen.G Mobile 1 down they shut him out. They locked down that offense, but Gen.G started to break through, and really, I mean, this game was all Chronic. The series, it was a good team series all around from Gen.G, but that game, that was all Chronic.
That, and again, I was just pointing out how important that is for Gen.G as they move to a 2-1 round here in the Swiss stage, is to not just have one player peaking Everyone looked good here from Gen.G. And I also want to say, too, I don't really think Team Falcons looked horrible here. I think they actually had a good series. They just didn't convert their shots. That's the only thing. That's really my biggest criticism.
But I think that's a huge,
it's a huge
missing
It's big.
piece.
Don't get me wrong.
This whole Falcons team runs on Ahmad and TRK working together, putting up big numbers. Like Ahmad is the top scorer in MENA. You know, he in these series, he has to step up and he has to put these goals away, especially with TRK. There was a few touches. You know, even the last time we saw them play against Space Station, a few got away. I think even in this series, a few got away for TRK. When you're at this level, you've got to be perfect.
Yep. Well, let's take a look at our next rounds here, see what's been going on.